coming and teaching one session, great idea. Everybody can do it. Doing a full 20 session course, not going to happen. Or if I want you to tell, if I want Indian case studies to go, I need data. If I go to a company and ask for data, it's very high chances that I'm not going to get it, right? So why are we able to get? Why are most organizations, most universities or schools using that data? Because there is a case study. That's because they have documented it with active involvement of the organization.
Industry,
and
academia,
the industry believes that sharing will help them grow.
Yeah.
And that's why both have happened. But here we have not had that evolution.
But organizations nowadays do a lot more.
If I go and want to
collaboration.
teach, I say I want to do a case study of how Paytm did what it did. Will I get to get involved and have the conversation with them? I will not. I don't. Let me not do case studies. I want to know how do I? If you can share me data which I can use to build something and which I can share in analytics course, I cannot do that. So it even if I have had shared things like, for example, mask, mask everything. We just want to understand the phenomena. We're not interested in knowing how your customer did well or not.
So I just want to tell you, Professor, that this is not going to be that simple that you go and ask and you get it. How are educational institutions going this path? Are you using your alumni? Are you using your students to make that inroads? For example, in Ashok Leyland, we made 3 case studies, okay, with the Harvard and others, a complete case of turnaround with the data that we actually went out and did it. Then again, Great Lakes collaborated with us and we did it. So I'm saying, if you really want to make a difference to the curriculum, you need to make that much more effort from both sides. And I don't mean to say that you're not doing it, but I'm saying that it's got to be a route of resilience to take, to keep getting point, saying I need it and I need it. Today, with so many institutions like NASSCOM, ASSOCHAM, CII, NHRD, I'm little worried to hear from you that you're not getting this, because there are people who are very open to making it happen. So, I feel, at least from my end, I will say I am more than happy to collaborate with an educational institution to make things happen.
In fact, I think in India, there are a small set of colleges, universities that have very good industry academia connect, and they are able to do, for example, like she mentioned about Ashok Leyland. There are many other companies that are doing, many other universities that are doing, but majority of the colleges just can't go through. And I think the crux there is when there are more and more autonomous colleges that come in, who have their ability to create their own curriculum, they can put a 3 credit, 5 credit course and introduce that, and they really benefit from that.
Like when she was talking about pedagogy for that matter, right? The flexibility or autonomy to do that is there in, like, for example, it is there in an XLRI or an IIM, but it will not be there in a college affiliated to one university.
Absolutely. See, for example, I am Udaipur, so we have been working with them, right? They have a concept called as a retail labs. Okay, so you can go back as a retail industry, you can go work along with them to do the research problem what you have. For that, I provide you the data, I work along with you. So co-contents comes into place, right? Rather than a professor and a relationship, it's an institute and those relationships comes into play. But it has to be a pro bono case, right? So it's not just giving it for the academic reasons. Sometimes you will not get the push. I have a problem to solve. I need academic support. How do we collaborate around?
That's a very tried and tested model in the US, for example, right? So there's some very top-notch professors in marketing. There's one person called V. Kumar in marketing. He's like the topmost in marketing. The model is very similar. He says, you as a company have a problem. So I will solve your problem. You get the solution. I get the paper and I get the
Data and the
so,
case
you know,
model.
See,
Yeah.
today,
win-win situation.
today at both at a personal capacity and a professional capacity, right? We as a company go back and sponsor PhDs, okay? The JRFs and SRFs, right? The intention behind that is we give an industry focused problem. Let us academia, let us work together on it. Because we have a vested interest on it, we also provide you some of the informations. Academic rights resides with the colleges, commercial rights resides with the industry. So a lot of different type of models in which these things happen. Say for example, I know to my personal capacity TVS. So they had a problem of with engine sound, they were tuning the performance. Okay, so that was a problem statement which went to IIT, so IIT Chennai. So they worked on it, solved the problem. The professor got a commercial rights also along with that and worked through. So I think we have to really see what's the value in this relationship is going to go bi-directional, right? So that is where you will find more and more of industries participating, right? And second, the type of industry maturity in India at that time, where either we were there to support and serve a lot of multinational companies was one bigger pattern in longer run, right? So it was there like most of the IT world, it's on that swing. And other thing is that for a bigger player, you do a manufacturing out here type of. So you didn't have a real say to do that. But today, if you look at built in India, grown in India, that type of ecosystems coming into play, you have a lot more relationships to quickly build and start working on it. And the footprints and the mindset of people also have also changed, right? So things will be more easy for you guys to
and I
start
think like
approaching.
what she said, Dr. Madhuri said, NEP is a big nudge that we will get to actually, you know, in that direction. Actually, you know, it really gives that regulatory or governmental nudge, which can even help us, even if the intention is still not there.
True.
So one idea, I was, since all of you are discussing this, I thought one way out probably could be like CII, FICCI, all these people come up with so many reports with ENY and others. Can there be something like a portal where we have a matchmaking kind of a thing where I'm sure there is something missing there. I'm sure there are industries who want this collaboration. I'm sure there are institutions who want this collaboration for research, for all this, or case studies and all. So there is, imagine a portal where you are putting up some projects which can be picked up from the academia. It could be a college in Hyderabad. It could be, anyone for that matter. Like,
Maybe this can be a good startup.
yeah. So
But
I think
it's already there.
no, I don't think.
Number of thing is there.
Collaboration.
Talking
I'm
about.
not sure if anything exactly like this is there. Where I'm drawing parallels from is we have an apprenticeship portal, okay? Like must be NAPS and NATS and all that. So in NAPS, what happens is the industry requirements and the training partner and the candidate all are there on one portal, and this is a very efficient portal running quite well. So if you extrapolate something from there, it's kind of the same thing. Industry wants this, academia wants this.
No,
So
why I was saying this was, this was from the Indian government itself. Okay, there are problems what they go back and put it to you, and from colleges in collaboration with industries, you go and bid for it.
Yeah, that's
So I forgot what was the site. I have personally went and bid for a couple of projects like that in early days of my own startup period, right?
Yeah.
So where you go in, so we as industry experts take the problem solving things. The research capacity comes from the universities. In collaboration, we go back and solve some of these industry problems. Okay.
And it should lead to that complete cycle where there's documentation, where there is transparency.
Yeah, you have to provide a lot of this. And see, for your initial solving that MVP or POC, whatever you call it across, that comes from that funding. Okay, so it's more like government problems, everything they put it across, and then you go back and solve and bid for it, and then you can even take it to a different scale. This from the government, but very interesting problems. I'm not talking about simple problems, very, very interesting problems. You go back and pick, and the fundings are also not small numbers. It goes all the way from 20-30 lakhs all the way up to like 100 crores also. I've seen the funding put across for the spend around, depending on the size of the problem, what they talk about.
Here perhaps something can be done by
Similar
with the industries on the same lines, where the topics are put up, people pick up in short term, long term, it can be any.
And I'm saying, like
and teacher internships is one more.
I think teacher internship, I'm in for it, right? A lot of times, what they teach, they are not really exposed to the industry problems. At least, see, it's not that they don't know, but until you don't give an opportunity for them to really experience that problem, how will they go back and help the students?
In fact, I'll tell you, I happened to visit some of the local colleges here, automobile engineering. They are having an ambassador in Fiat engineering, and they're teaching kids about it. Today, when there is SEFI, MPFI engines, colleges still hold this. So I think that is very, very important. I am also a big supporter of teacher internships. They have to come and understand how technology has advanced and what they need to teach the kids.
Like
Otherwise,
your
they-
research goals or the paper goals what the teachers has, they should be one of their
Yeah,
goals, right?
yeah,
And
absolutely.
industries also has to provide avenues.
Very true.
Yeah, that is all. That is true. I agree, and we need to ponder about why they don't do it. To Sujiv's point, what's the motivation for this individual to stretch so much?
Correct.
Are you doing anything for them? Are you incentivizing them?
Correct.
Are you
That comes
paying
back
them?
to this whole teaching.
Exactly.
The pay scale, what
Can
you
we
have to-
make the teaching profession attractive?
So
Are we paying
attractive.
equivalent to a corporate
Yeah.
for people to come?
Absolutely.
Best people want to come and teach. There are many people, but probably the compensation system is not motivating them.
Not motivating
only post
them.
60 everybody thinks about should I go back
Yeah.
and do it, but not anything
Or
before.
crazy folks like me who
Not the first
decided
choice.
midway
for
to
many.
change tracks and
I think that intrinsic motivation of knowledge alone is not what you can expect from everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, if that is the case,
no, it can
how
give the start, but
Yeah.
it can't be the
it
sustaining.
can't sustain you
Sustaining.
forever. So we are, as a country, we have to think, how are we dealing with the academic community?
And
And don't blame them for not really stretching and opening up their wings and doing all kinds of things, because there's so many people in academics who are wanting to jump into corporate if they get an opportunity to do that. So
Yeah.
I think, even if you have a great internship, I don't know. I had another point here, like not just expecting industries to come in. Today, I think a lot of open-minded individuals are also willing to put in some money for knowledge enhancement. Like your crowdsourcing, if I may say so. And I think there is a platform that is required for, if I want to put in some money for a particular research I'm interested in, I don't need to be an institution, but I want to put that money in. But I don't know if there's an
is there a
opportunity
platform there?
to do anything like that. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Because if you look at angel investors, there's a platform.
Yeah.
You can actually do that. And that is an investment into an entrepreneurial venture. Here I'm saying is for pure research. Why should I not be able to put some money?
That's
I'm
a
willing
good
to do that. Give me some benefit from the government. Give me some tax benefit. Allow me to put some money into
Yeah,
it.
the
Only
like
give it-
CSR.
Yeah, you
give a
give
part
it
of
for
that.
charity, but I'm saying do it for science. and
Intellectual.
What I'm saying is that
technology,
just like your CSR, you
Correct.
reserve some part of your.
Intellectual.
Give it
No,
to me.
CSR also allows you to spend on teaching and innovation.
Yeah.
There is a provision in the CSR.
No, but what she's saying is more around, okay, I am also benefiting.
Yeah, as an individual,
Yeah.
that's
So
true.
I want to partake in this.
So I have one
Maybe
thing
out
that I
of
want
track,
to-
out
yeah,
of track
yeah.
point, right?
Yeah.
One other thing, basically, yes, that was still pointing. He said about the employability of people who have passed out and things, right? So one thing what I've at least observed me going to some of the top B schools here itself is the intake quality has come down of the students to the B schools. All right. So if I go to some of the top schools and I'm expecting the kids there when they come back and present what they are doing, their soft skills are so bad, something is really bothering for me. I'm talking in IMs itself, right? So those type of challenges are coming in. So we have to see whether how you intake. You can't have a B school intake with 2 years and 3 years of experience, right? Really, what is that experience they have seen to come into the B schools there, right? Some amount of things have got really relaxed out so badly with multiple colleges and patterns coming in. So that's where there has to be some criteria of why and when you do that. That's where the quality of it start changing up whatever we get through on. And obviously the employability factor.
Employability.